Alright everyone, for our next assignment here, we're going to be creating an A-size border and title block, and this will be split up in between two videos here. What it looks like for our final product here, what we're going to submit. If we look up here on this PDF, this is my example here. We have our snap example right there in the center, and then we have our title block with our logo down here in the lower right, and then some general notes going across there. And this area here is for our future designs. So to start this project here, I'm going to go to AutoCAD. And I'm going to go to my standard file. My standard file should at this point have inside of it our snap example. If it does not, you're going to want to put that snap example in your file. You're also going to want to have in front of us right now our example page here. So back on our Canvas page here, you can download this assignment here, and this will give us specific measurements. First off, we're going to start with this rectangle going around the edge. That rectangle is 10 inches by 7.5 inches. We should also have our text files or our text styles like number, text styles like MEC and MEC06, all those different text styles inside of our AutoCAD file. So again, I'm going to start here by creating this rectangle. And if you don't have this in front of you, I'd recommend printing it off for you. So back here, I'm just going to start simply by creating the rectangle. So REC for rectangle. And specify a point here. And this is going to be, again, 10 tab. And it's going to be 7.5 wide, like so. You can see there, right there. All right, once you have your rectangle, okay, this here is going to be the outside here. So I'm going to click up here. I'm going to change my layer. So make sure this is the one with the layers on here. And this is going to be our title block. So my title block is a blue layer going around the edge here. Now we're going to talk about a new tool we have not talked about yet called Offset. Offset lives right up here in the top. Is the offset tool, and you can watch here if I wanted to offset a line. So I'm going to escape out of here, and I'm just going to draw a simple line, and up and down, straight up and down here, like so. And if I want to offset this, so O for offset, hit the space key or enter, and then specify distance. I want to go 1, enter, and then watch this here, and I can keep on repeating this. So this is going to offset this line, like so. And it offsets a certain distance. Now it does it for lines. If I wanted to offset this rectangle here, so if I take this here, I want to offset by 1 inch, and the rectangle, you can see what it does. It does the entire rectangle because this is a polyline right now. So I'm going to delete these lines here, get rid of these, goodbye. And then I want to explode this line. If you have not used the explode tool yet, the explode tool is right up here above the offset. You can hit explode, or you can simply type EXP and explode and enter, and it becomes a regular lines going across the edge there. So now I've exploded the entire rectangle and is no longer a polyline. So first off here, this right side, I'm going to offset the right side here. And to offset it again here, I'm going to type O for offset, space, and my distance for the first one here is going to be 2.5 inches. And right there, offset it, and then my next one here, so offset again here, and my next one's gonna be 1.5 inches, and like so, and right there, and then escape to close out that command. And again, I'm following along here on our document here, so 2.5 inches, 1.5 inches, and I'm building this little tiny grid right inside of here. So back here on AutoCAD, on my standard file, I have these lines going across there. We'll change those here in a moment. But now I'm going to offset going up. So this line, offset, and I want to specify distance. This is going to be 0.5. Enter. And same there again. And then I'm going to do the same thing once more and once more. So now that I have 3 lines going across, and I'll zoom in on this corner right here because that's what we're going to focus on. And then I'm going to offset one more time on the right side here. So O for offset, and I want to offset by 1 inch. And then this here is going to come over and simply click and lock at 1 inch. And you can see here I've just built the lower right-hand corner of this document, but I have to trim around the edges. So I'm going to get rid of some of these edges that you see here on AutoCAD. So to trim, TR is our trim command, and simply TR, trim, and I'll trim this edge here, trim this edge here. And so, my computer's just lagging a bit while I try and create this video. But trim all around those edges, trim that. And I want to get rid of this space because that's where my logo is going to go here. I want to get rid of this middle space because I'm looking at my drawing here. And that looks great. Sweet. And then escape to close out the command, like so. Then these here, okay, we're going to leave that in our in the title block layer because that's part of the title block. That's fine. And then the outside here, on the outside here, I'm going to start with some text. Okay, so our text up here, we've already created our text styles. And if we go back into our text styles here, you can see the different text styles. I'm going to start right here with the Mech 06. So I'm going to right click on this here, and I'm going to set this as our current layer. Click close. And then we're going to draw some single line text. So single line text right here, and specify start point and angle. I'll say angle is 0 and enter. And then I'm going to zoom in here so I can see what I'm typing. But I'm going to start by typing drawn by. Drawn by, and right there, just like so. And then close out that command. Escape. Okay, now I want to move this. Okay, so I'm going to move this all the way down here in the lower right. So I'm zooming in on here. I want to get nice and close, but not too close, and just make it even on both sides there in this little title block area right here. So once it's in there like that, that looks great. Then I'm going to copy this. And I'm going to copy this to right over here, right up here, right up here, and into each one of these 5 other blocks or 4 other blocks there. So to do this here, I'm going to get on the outside, escape, CO for copy, select my object that I want to copy, and then I'm going to space and then specify a base point. And I want to do this base point here, and this is going to make it symmetrical all the way across and make sure that I am in the exact same spot when I am putting in my titles for my different drawings here. I want one up here too, and we'll change the font here in a second. And you'll notice one thing, we also got to change our layer that we're on, because right now we're still on the 0 layer. So drawn by, I'm going to start with this one here. I want to go up here, and I should have done this before I copied it, but that's okay. Text, click OK here, and I'm going to escape out of here and just do all these at once here. Select it, select, select, and last select here. And I'm going to change all of these to the text layer, and they turn green for my text layer. Then escape out of here, and then simply I'm going to double click on these, and I'm going to start changing what it says here. So this here is going to be drawing title, and then this one is going to be scale, and then we're going to have date. And then we're going to have class. And then we're going to have DWG, so drawing number. So this is going to be drawing number there. And close that out. So make sure those are all in the text layer there, because the text layer, if you remember, is at a different line type and a line scale. So the thickness of that line will matter here. Next here, we've got a couple more things we're going to put in here. So I'm going to copy this again, Control C or copy CO, and I'm going to paste it out here. And I want to open my properties. If you don't have your properties linked on the right side, I would highly recommend linking it on the right side. And I want to change this text here. Okay, so I want to change that text to my next layer here, which is going to be the mech layer. Because this is going to be who it's going to be drawn by. So you'll notice it gets a little bit bigger, like so. And then I am simply going to double click on this here, and I'm going to type in b.gannon. I'll leave it I won't put a space in there, and then close out of that there. And then I'm going to move it, escape it, move it here. I'm going to move this down towards the center, just in the center here the best I can, right there. And then I'm going to make sure, okay, that I am going to make sure this is justified towards the center, just in case I have a really long name and I needed to make sure that it didn't move. But here, it moved a little bit, so I'm going to put it back in the center right here, and that looks good right there. Then I'm going to copy this here. I'm going to copy this to 2 different places here. So I'm going to copy it to my scale and to my date, where we're going to use the mech text layer here. So to copy it again, CO for copy. And then I specify my base point down there, and I'm going to copy it over the date, and I'm going to copy it over to the scale. Okay, I want you to make sure you put today's date. For me right now, it is the 31st, so I'm going to put 08, and I like writing my dates like this here, 08.31.22. And then for my scale here, this is going to be our 1-to-1 scale. So our 1-to-1 title block that we're going to make here, meaning it is a full scale drawing. And then for drawing title up here, we are going to title this A space B to B. And B to B stands for border title block. So this is going to be another standard file. This is going to be our template that we're actually creating right here. So I'm going to copy this again. So CO for copy, and I'm going to paste it up here. I guess I'll specify a base point, so as long as I do, and then move it up here. And this time here, I'm going to change this. This is going to be our main title. I can type it in first here, but this is going to be A space and then B to B. I'll zoom in on here so you can see it a bit better. A, B to B. And then I'm going to go over to my properties. I'm going to select this actually first here. And then I'm going to go over, select it, go over to my properties here on the right side. And I want to change this to my mech title here. And you can see this is going to get quite a bit bigger here. The mech title gets a little bit bigger. And then I'm going to move this to my drawing title here. So in the center of my drawing title, and again, I'm going to center it the best I can right here. But A, B to B, and it's going to go right there in the center. And then 2 more things here I got to put in here. This is going to be the text style of number. If you remember, we scrunched the text down to fit a few things in there. So Control C, Control V, paste this here, paste it to the side right now. And then I'm going to change this here to the number. Okay, so number layer right there. And you can see it scrunches it a bit. And then simply, this is for AutoCAD, the program we're using. AutoCAD, and then enter to close it. I'm going to move it, and I'll move it towards the center and place it the best I can in the center there. And then simply CO copy and specify a base point, this base point, and I'm going to move it right down there in the center. This here is going to be our drawing number. For right now, I just want to put NO in the center there. Ultimately, our first drawing is going to be number 1. And for different drawings, we will have different numbers. And make sure you're saving as you go, just in case somebody Control S to save, or just type save in there on your standard file right there. Then I'm going to draw, and we got to put our logo in. We forgot about our logo. Can't forget about that. So I want you to open up your logo. Here is my logo right here. I'm going to take this and simply, I'm going to select it all. Or you can do CO, copy, specify the entire, I guess I'll select it all first here. And then CO for copy. I'm going to specify a base point. And then I'm going to see if I can bring this over to, I have not tried this yet, but I'll see if I can bring this over to my standard file. I don't know if it'll let me here. And then we'll see if I can paste it in here. Nope. All right, so I'm just going to have to copy and paste this here. So select it all like so. Control C to copy, or you can copy up top here. And then I'm going to come over here, Control V, And I'm going to place this right down here in the corner. And you can see mine's doing something kind of weird, and that's okay. Well, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to paste it on the outside, and you can see even my my letters stretched out a bit. So I'm going to fix that first here. And if your logo is a little bit off, there's a couple different things we can do, and I can help you out with that in class. But you should be capable of moving some things around if you need to. But I'm going to move my design works just a little bit over like so. That looks good. And then I'm going to select it all here, and I'm going to group it. So I'm going to make it one object here. So I group it all together, and then I should be able to move this too. So now it's one solid object here, and then M for move. And I'm going to click here on the center, click here on the side, and I can bring it over here, right there. Now it fits nice and neat in there, and that's just that just looks like it's something wrong with the program of AutoCAD, and it's not copying over correctly because I have this weird border here on the outside. I'm not sure what that is. But if I want to, I am going to ungroup this now. Okay, so real fast here. Ungroup it, and then I'm actually going to delete this background. Just delete that layer there in the background so you can see my title block. But I can leave this on the 0 layer. That's fine. I don't need to change that to any other layer. I think it looks good like that. So I got my logo in there. Good work on that. And then I'm going to draw an imaginary line going across here. So we got to add some text if you're looking at your document here. Draw an imaginary line going all the way across here. And we'll delete this line here in a moment. But I need to add some multi-line text, okay? And this is going to be in the MEC text. So multi-line text here, you'll see here it specifies first corner. I'm going to specify this corner. Oop, it locked onto that point here. Let's turn off, I think it's my perpendicular right there, acting kind of weird. But I want to add multi-line text again here. So multi-line text, and simply drag, and I'm going to drag all the way across here. And we'll center it up here in a moment. And I want to make sure I am on the correct layer here if you're looking around. And my layer for I can go to my properties here, and I want to be on, just went away. Let's start typing some things before I click away here. So in the center, drag across, and I'll zoom in here so we can see what I'm typing. But general notes, and this is going to all be capital letters because all of our drawings should be capital letters. And then 1 space, okay, then remove all burrs and break all sharp edges. 2, unless otherwise. Make sure you spell things correctly. You don't want to miss points just because you spelled something incorrectly. So always take a double look at your drawing there. Dimensions are in inches. And the material is going to be steel. Material is going to be steel, like so. And again, this font here, so we're going to make it a little bit bigger because I want this to be the MEC text layer. So I'll scroll up here, and I want it to be that layer right there, the MEC text layer. So once it's on the MEC layer here, I can click to the side. I'm going to make sure this is in the center too, so the best here, so I can move this around a little bit. So it looks like it needs to come over and down, just right about there maybe. And then I'm going to change it again. I want to change this to my text layer. Sweet. And I can delete this line now. Okay. Oh, don't want to delete the text. Just delete that line. So I don't want that line right there. All right. We are almost done here. So make sure you save this here. I am going to save this right now as my ABTB template. Okay. So I'm going to go up to File and Save As. And this is going to be my 2.0 document here. Make sure you're saving it in your MEC file, and ultimately this needs to go to Google Drive. And I am going to say this ABTB MEC template. Okay, this is going to be my template right here for my drawings. Okay, and I don't have to put MEC there. I'll delete that, but I'm going to put this as 2.0 because I already have one. So save right there. Cool. All right. In the next video here, we're going to go over how to actually make our title block. So you can see here, I have my title block, and this is where we're going to be putting our drawing of our standard snaps here that we worked on, our snap example from earlier this week. All right. Check out the next video.